Hey kids, how are you? Welcome back to Guitar Quackery. I'm sorry, not Guitar Quackery. Guitar Quackery Live, this channel. Guitar Quackery is the other channel. This channel is Guitar Quackery Live. The one and only live streaming guitar repair channel. And we're back. I'm copying a link and I'm going to be sending the link to the customer so he can watch me in real time as I continue working on his guitar. So here, just copy and paste and send. Whoop! It's been sent. So, I was really hoping that this would work out. The fret shield. Almost. Not quite. So, here's the problem. It's the right fret spacing, but because this is a classical guitar, it's got a wider fretboard, and this is not, so if I align it here on the bass side, it's hopping over the treble side and the other way around. So unfortunately, I won't be able to use the fret shield, which means I'll be using tape, and that's a longer procedure. I'm not going to tape off the entire fretboard. I'm simply going to move the tape from one fret to another. So I just got a message from a viewer asking me if I offer certificates, course certificates, something like that. I don't. I mean, I can make a certificate just like anyone else teaching guitar repair can. I am not sure that it would be widely recognizable. You know, it's basically vocational training, right? So I don't know who would recognize the certificate from a, you know, this kind of school training course, whatever. But I can make a certificate. It would look nice. Here is a certificate from the New York City Department of Guitar Maintenance and Repairs. I am going to send this one out to a repair technician in Mexico. So I still need to sign it. I need to put a gold seal of approval on it. I have the embosser. That's a certificate. And yeah, so I can definitely issue that kind of certificate, if that helps. So I'm not sure what the viewer meant. Maybe he will join us on this live stream and maybe chat with me, I don't know. Okay, anyway, certificates. This is how I'm going to do it. let's just get to work. I'm going to use this buffing compound. Let's warm up the buffing wheel. All right, so I do this every day, I think, including rainy days and weekends. Or maybe I should say, especially on rainy days, because I can't leave. Well, I mean, I can leave the shop, but yeah, I actually do like rain. So rain is good. So we have a viewer, I noticed. It might be the owner of the guitar, I don't know. Or it might be one of our regulars. Or a new person. I am sleepy, and I have a feeling I might not be able to stay awake through this one. So, this is my third live stream today. Second time this guitar is on the bench for a live stream. I just need to finish this fretwork. And maybe on Saturday I reglue the bridge, although I kind of noticed yeah, so I'm thinking of using epoxy for the reglue. Because of the type of guitar this is. So that's the bridge. Tight bond would work on this one. But then there's these open gaps here that I would need to fill with epoxy. So, I don't know, I just wonder if I should just do the whole thing with epoxy. I don't know how much talking I should be doing. I don't feel like talking too much today. So, a potential sponsor reached out to me on the main channel. Yeah. It's not one of the big companies. But the way they were phrasing things was, we have new products that would be interesting to you and your viewers. Can we send them out, and then we're gonna figure out a way to collaborate. So that didn't sound to me like they want to pay me for my time. So I replied, and I just went straight for the financials, and I said that I produce high quality content, but the channel's still growing. I only have over 5,000 subscribers. And I said, but it would be, I don't believe it would be cost effective for you to, hire me to produce a promotional video for you unless your budget, how do I say, unless you have a budget to pay for 3 days of my work. So I haven't heard back. Yeah, I'm falling asleep. So yes, I haven't heard back from them, and I have a feeling that they wanted to. I don't really want to say who it is, not yet. I think they just wanted to send products and have me just do videos because I'm so excited to have free products sent to me or something like that. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm switching cameras so that you don't see that I'm falling asleep. Maybe I should have taken a nap before streaming. Ah. I had a feeling about this, that this was going to happen. All right. How many more frets? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Ugh. Okay, friends, I don't know if I can keep up. Maybe I should have just waited. I don't know. Hey, Jeffrey, take a break. Well, I just stood up for a moment. We were doing a bridge reglue before. And I'm not sure if I have enough epoxy for this one. But I'm not even sure anymore that if I want to use epoxy. Not sure. Because we do have good wood-on-wood contact, but we have all these gaps behind the bridge, and so I wonder if I can just use wood glue. Maybe that's what I'll do, and then just use an epoxy filler for the gaps. But I don't know how I would clean up those gaps from the glue squeeze out. What time did I go to bed last night? Late. What was I doing? I can't even remember. I'm trying to fix my sleep habits, improve my sleep habits. Yeah, so the company that contacted me for, collaboration, they said, oh, we, in the first email, we, watched your channel or something like that. We love your videos. Yeah. They don't mention which ones. They want to talk to me about collaboration. And I checked them out. We know who they are. But more like to see who else is reviewing them. And with the exception of one channel, they were all like small channels, really small channels. And the guys were excited. Oh, company reached out to me to my surprise, and they sent me this, and I'm reviewing this. I don't want to do it that way. So I think they might be reaching out to a lot of small channels in hopes that the small channels are eagerly waiting for something to happen, like for a quote-unquote sponsor to contact them. So then they get really cheap advertising because the small creators will just, show the product and tell everyone how good it is. And it cost them nothing. It just cost them a postage and whatever it costs to build that part. To build that part there, guitar part. But I don't want to do it that way at all. So I replied to them and I said, what kind of collaboration? It was really short. I was polite, but I was, short. And I said, oh, these are links to our products. They would fit right into your content and your viewers would love it. And it just sounded like they, not even interested in discussing payments. But they're building parts for guitars, hardware. Why am I doing this? I know this is not a good live stream because I'm just not awake. Sorry. But now this guitar is on a playlist, so I gotta do a live stream for everything I do on it, I guess. On some live streams, I might skip some things, like fret polishing. I mean, how many times do people need to see the same thing? It's already looking better. Okay, I don't know if I can keep doing this while I'm falling asleep. I, did fall asleep a few times during my live streams. Mike Jones says, I pay good. Okay, let's go. Take from the beginning. Take a break. If you come back tomorrow, we will still be here. Thank you. Mute that bozo says howdy. Hello. If you're still here, I don't know. Mike Jones says, I pay good. Pay for what? Are you the one that asked me for the certificate? No, it was someone else, right? And then, and you get to keep the product. Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah. No sponsor does that. Please consider. That I get to keep the product? Well, I think that this sponsor, that's how they operate. They send the product to the small creators and they, but, I'm not going to like engage in this whole production and, it takes me like 3 days to make a video for the main channel. JK, I haven't lowered my standards yet. It's a tough economy. I don't blame you if you want to get sponsored by something you don't want. Yeah. They reached out to me, right? I don't know if you caught the beginning. But I don't think I'm going to do it. So I haven't seen their products in my hands. It's kind of weird, right? If a sponsor pays you and then you say that the product is not good. So the sponsorships that I want to get for my main channel is are ideally non-guitar related sponsors, but useful to anyone. I don't know. I have like a list of potential sponsors on my phone here. I guess I'll reach out to them when the time is right. It's still too early. So things that people need, regardless if they're guitar players or just ordinary people. Things that don't really end up on a niche channel to begin with. So they kind of have to maybe advertise on other channels. Because if I can somehow manage to put together that kind of sponsorship, I can keep my reviews of guitar products non-biased. Although I don't think that it would be bad to get sponsorship from guitar accessory companies like Roadrunner. I mean, they make guitar cases, etc., right? I mean, are they the best cases in the world? They don't claim to be, right? So, and what's the best case anyway? They're practical cases. I don't have issues with them. Some little details could be better, but So, if I can get a sponsorship from a Roadrunner, I would take that. I wouldn't really consider that to be a conflict when I'm reviewing a guitar or another piece of gear. That's what I think. But like I said, ideally, I mean, you know, some channels have this sponsorships that are not related to the content. I've seen that. And some people say that that doesn't make sense. Well, it depends how you look at it. It makes sense from the point of view that you can keep the content neutral, right? So if you have a sponsor from NordVPN, why not take the money? I mean, right? And it has nothing to do with guitar reviews. So it keeps the reviews non-biased. Because I want to build the channels, the Guitar Quackery channels, into like a consumer. So Mute says, your workbench gives me nostalgia. I used to be a QC guy at an audio manufacturing business. Oh, I see. What do you mean lawn chair? Come on, man, do a stream in that lawn chair they want to send you. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm sleeping, you know. I'm half asleep. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. Maybe a good coffee sponsor. Free coffee is rock and roll approved. Yeah, a coffee sponsor. Yeah, I'll take that. But I think you know what I mean, right? So look, I'm not in a hurry. I have a job, right? So just whenever the time comes, I mean, right now I am paying for all the videos that I make, right? They're not free, right? The extra time that I spend, I could be not making videos and polishing frets. So that's how it costs creators to make videos, right? They're not doing their other work, and you know, buying the cameras, and so it all costs. So I enjoy making the content, and you know, I want people to benefit from it. So it's beneficial if it's non-biased. And if it's sponsored by a guitar company, I mean, you can still make an honest review. I don't know. I guess it depends how much they pay me. But I already have a price in mind. And, you know, it doesn't make sense for a channel with 5,000 subscribers to be charging that price. But, you know, in terms of the potential return that the company gets from that kind of commercial, really. What I mean is, I have a price in mind for a video that features a product, right? But again, do I want to do that? I don't know. I'm just changing the camera angle so that you get more of a close-up. Today I got an interesting guitar project came in. I can show you. So here's a clue. I can show you part of the guitar. Take a guess what's inside. Well, it's a company that's inspired by a legacy company. Okay. So, come on, focus. Yeah. So that's the broken off headstock. So they, you know, basically build guitars that are kind of like Gibson guitars. And this customer bought the guitar on reverb. So this one repair I'll be charging by the hour, obviously. Any structural repairs now I charge by the hour. So this project will be on this channel. I'll be streaming this. But I think that this whole thing was an insurance scam. So the guy bought this guitar on reverb, and it came with a broken headstock inside of a hard case that had no external damage. And I don't know, can a headstock just break inside like that? But he said the pictures showed a guitar with a, you know, proper headstock. So I don't know. So he is, you know, paying for the repair. And what do I, you know, I'm not going to get involved with the investigation of what that is. It's not my business. I don't have the resources to investigate. But I have what it takes here to reglue a headstock and do a little touch-up work on it. So and obviously do a full setup on the guitar. And he gave me a deposit, very good deposit. He just dropped it off today. So I need to get some other work out of the way first before I tackle that one. And I need to bring my guitar repair vise. I have 3 of them. You know, that guitar repair vise that StewMac sells, the red one. I have 3 of them, and I don't have one here, so I'm going to bring one here. So it looks like a clean break, but there are some complications because there are some fragments that chipped off as well. So we need to put those back as well. And then there are some missing fragments. That were not in the case. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much. I don't want to jump to conclusions. But you know, some sellers, they sell things, right? So when the Heritage started making guitars, I think it was in 1980, something like that. I think, you know, they had the opportunity to take the company in a different direction. I think they just stayed too close to the Gibson way of building things. You can't be Gibson, right? You can't just start a company, a guitar company, and take over, right? It's never going to happen. Or Fender or Martin. Those are the big 3. The history of Rickenbacker is interesting too. But I don't like to work on them. Somebody called me. When I say called me, we exchanged a few text messages. Wanted to have a few guitars worked on. I texted back, what are the guitars? Martin with a soundboard, crack, dryness, obviously. An old Fender Telecaster, he didn't say what. And a Rickenbacker bass. And I just said, well, you know, I can take the telly. But I guess he wanted more than that, so. It was really that Rickenbacker bass that I just don't want to deal with. Last one that was here, it took me hours just to figure out if I can even adjust the truss rod. And communicating with Rickenbacker, and they were very nice, I have to admit. But the answer was, oh, we did this type of truss rod just in a short run that year. Yeah. And, you know, that was not the best design. And to me, it was more like, what were you thinking? And I am making a video about that, so I recorded some things. But a truss rod adjustment shouldn't be like a few hours of trying to figure out if you can adjust it. And, you know, exchanging emails with the company. I feel that Rickenbacker, they just want to do everything different, you know, for the sake of being different, I guess. I don't know. Because it doesn't make sense. There was a guy that came here last week while I was working. I think it might have been during a live stream also. Oh, he has an Ovation. And I just said, I don't work on Ovations anymore. Why not? Because they're a nightmare. Some of them are not going to be a nightmare, but the thing is that I need to stop doing what I'm doing, put an Ovation on the workbench to find out. So at that point, I'm already working on it. And I'd rather not even put one on my bench. Three more frets, and then we oil the fretboard, and then I don't know what comes next. I'm trying to be reasonable. Yeah, yesterday, I spent a lot of time on that parts caster. I could have been working on something else because there was extra time that had to be spent on the parts caster. And I already kind of told the customer, because he was watching, I'm not doing that anymore. That's the last one. So I'm going to change my parts caster policy. It's going to be a different policy. And let's start fresh. So some of them can be easy, yeah. But more often than not, there's issues. And then, it's about, do you want to resolve them properly or kind of wink it? And I don't want to kind of wink it. So I'm not yet at a point like with the Ovation guitars to say I don't work on parts casters. But I need to change my policy. People don't understand one thing, right? So for a business, let's say if you work for someone else, for a big company, let's say, and you hide in a corner and you take a nap for an hour, you get paid for that hour, right? Because you got your hourly wage or whatever, salary. So you get paid to sleep. But if you are running a business and if you have rent to pay and you go sleep for an hour, well, it's like paying a hotel. So that's how it is. So it's the same with guitars that take twice as long. So if I have a 1 hour job, and it takes me 2 hours, well, I could have been doing something else during that other hour, because if I'm only charging for the 1 hour, so I worked 1 hour and then I worked another hour. So during the other hour, I wasn't getting paid for that job, but I'm paying rent to be here. And I could have been working on another job that pays me. So that's what often happens with parts casters. And I'm just fed up with them. I've had it with parts casters. Here it is. Just gonna oil the fretboard. I don't think I need to clean it. It's fine. Yeah, one parts caster here, one parts caster there. When you add it up, at the end of the year, it could be like working 1 month for free on parts casters. Not for free. Paying for the space to work for free. And it's just because, the parts don't fit together the way they should. Okay. This fingerboard is super dry. I think I might need to repeat this in a couple of days. I'm not going to oversaturate it now. I'll see how it looks in a couple of days, on Saturday, for example. Because that's when I think I will be gluing this. I'm not coming in tomorrow because I'm working on my doing construction work, renovation, basement renovation for the workshop. So I won't be here tomorrow for sure. This is so dry. Okay. That's it. I think I'm done with this. Okay. I was up late putting tongue oil on my Paduk Zeri coat. I don't know how to pronounce it. Parts caster neck. Okay. Parts casters seem like a nightmare waiting to happen. Well, some of them are, okay, but you don't know until you're all the way committed. So it's easy to make the mistake of thinking that everything's going to be okay. You give the customer a flat fee, and then who's going to deal with it and who's going to pay for it? So here we are, is asking me, is that coconut oil? Yes. Yeah, it's coconut oil. My parts caster is all fender parts except warm at neck and body. Nothing weird. Yeah, well, the parts caster that was here yesterday has a really good neck from Music Craft and a body from, I don't want to say the name of the company, but another company that makes parts for parts casters. So it's a CNC cut body, and that CAD file was just completely messed up. So nothing was aligning, as seen in the now archived live stream. So if there was any fairness in the world, they would be paying for the extra time, because there are only 3 parties involved: the manufacturer of the parts, the customer, and me, the technician. So who's going to pay for the extra time? Well, just don't charge the customer. But like I just said, I'm paying for rent, and I could be working on something else during that extra time. So if I don't charge the customer, I'm paying to work on that. Why? I didn't make the body, right? If the customer pays, well, why is he paying extra? It should be the company that made the body, right? If they stand behind their product. So they could say, oh, well, when you noticed, you could have just returned the body. Yeah, after 2 hours of work or whatever, right? We noticed. So, so they should be paying for this. So I might reveal what company it is, since I paid to fix their thing. They're, you know, piece of garbage. Well, I don't know if I paid, right? I don't, like I said, this has not been settled yet. So let's see who's going to end up paying for this. I have a feeling it's going to be me. And I'm just done with that. No more. That's going to be the last one. After that, parts casters, I'm going to rethink the whole. Yeah, I'm thinking you give me a fat deposit by the hour, and that's it. And I'm not predicting anything, how long it's going to take. It takes what it takes. And this way, maybe people go elsewhere. I have been turning down work, you know, because of being, like right now I'm working at full capacity in terms of my storage. I cannot put any more guitars there. And it's been like this. And some guitars went out and more came in. So if I need to turn down potential work because there's a parts caster here that's taking up more time and space, well, that's a problem, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's not worth it. There's enough other guitars to work on. And, you know, I think maybe sometimes people want parts casters to save money. Yeah. I guess it depends on the parts caster. Okay, I am tired, and it is late. It's 10:30 already. So, do you prefer to use coconut oil instead of lemon oil? Yes, that is why I use it. So, I can explain why. I think maybe you are a new visitor to this channel. So let me explain. Because I talked about this before. Okay, where's a fret? I have an old fret here or something. Yeah. Okay, so this is a fret, right? Fret wire. And you have the little barbs here, the little teeth. This is called a fret tank. This thing, this part that goes inside of the fret slot on the fingerboard. And this is the crown. So sometimes the frets are glued in, and sometimes they're just held by friction. So these barbs are kind of anchored into the end grain of the wood, right? So the end grain is, let's have a look here. So this is a fingerboard for like a ukulele or something. So the end grain is this part, right? And this tends to absorb liquids more so than the flat surface, right? Long grain. So now, when you have this situation, like I'm sure I haven't checked, but I'm sure. Okay, you have a little space here, right? So if you use the so-called lemon oil, you put too much of it, it goes inside under the fret crown and then into the fret slot. and the fret slot is just end grain on both sides. And then this starts soaking up the liquid. And when this part of the wood gets wet, it loosens the grip on those little barbs on the fret wire, right? So once again, the fret wire is like this, and it loosens the grip on that. So often, you see how the fret is radiused? They over radius the frets. So this fretboard isn't radius because that's a nylon string guitar. But they do radius the frets more than the fretboard. Like here, it's a little radius, but not on the sides, because you don't want to have gaps on the sides. So because they over radius the frets, and then they drive them in by force, you know, they're held by friction or even glue and friction. So when they're over radiused and inserted into the fret slots by force, right? There's always a little tension in the fret wire. So now what happens if you weaken that mechanical, I don't know, let me put it like this. Yeah, so it's gonna wanna spring back up like this. And I'm not talking about this amount, right? I'm talking about, you know, very small amounts, small enough to not be noticed, but still noticed with a fret rocker. When you put a fret rocker, if it goes up by this much, now you have rocking like this. So when I put the coconut oil, it's basically like butter, like a solid, at a certain temperature. And I just put a little bit, and I don't let it melt into the fret slots. That's it. That's my reason. Now you can achieve the same with what they call lemon oil. If you just put it on a paper towel, right? You don't squirt it out on the fingerboard. You put it on the paper towel, and then you just go like that, and you know, you just kind of monitor it so it doesn't flow into the under the fret crowns. That's what I think. If people disagree, they can disagree. That's okay. But this is my explanation. Yes, please. I just found your channel today and subscribed. Oh, were you asking about the certificates or something? I think you were the one asking about that. Yeah, I don't offer certificates, not any serious certificates. Let me clean this headstock. So I think it's likely that I will be doing the glue up on Saturday, the bridge. And I don't have the bridge here. And yeah, so that's going to be the glue up, but not the restringing, right? Then it's going to be clamped for a couple of days and then restringing in a couple of days from then. Yeah. Okay. Wow, quite a few comments. So sorry, friends. I am just tired, and I need to kind of take a break. I don't think I will be streaming later. I have another guitar I really want to work on, but it's gonna have to wait. Okay, so thank you very much, and perhaps I'll see you soon. Sorry I was falling asleep at the beginning, but you know, I'm just tired. Okay, thanks, bye.